What is up, everyone? Stone and Lewis Cool here from Grape Reason, and today we're going to be talking about Black Ops Cold War Alpha, which
Awesome.
it's
Awesome.
it was all right. It was all right. Let's talk about it.
It was everything I've been waiting for since childhood till birth till now. I've been waiting for a game that so perfectly encapsulated the Ronald Reagan era Cold War gameplay. Is that believable?
No, I gotta take that in for a second because I don't think so.
It was a video game made by Treyarch. There were guns. It was shooting. People got shot. There you go, guys.
All right, so Alpha basically gave us 5 maps. 2 of them were like ground war.
It was 12v12 with 5 objectives, large maps with tanks and vehicles. But it just felt really empty. I don't know about you. Like you just spent the whole time walking and dying, so it was like old Battlefield.
I agree. Even the smaller maps, I think it was Satellite, Miami, and Moscow. I thought they were big with too many corridors.
Many corridors. I loved Satellite. That desert map had the one section where the snipers could just go snipe each other, and then it had like the close quarter section to the side. And I found it really fun. It was really easy to get away from snipers, sneak up on them. There was flanking routes. You could just decide you were going to avoid the snipers and stay down low. And then they had like a big hill in the middle with a crashed plane that all the fighting happened in. I don't know. I really had a lot of fun on that map, which I didn't expect to because I usually hate desert maps in every game.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same way. I hate desert anything in any game. Satellite was my first map that I played on when I first got onto the alpha. And I was getting destroyed. And I was like, I hate this game. Right away, I was just like, oh, this game sucks. I hate it because of that one map.
I thought I would like Miami, but I hated it. I thought it just was a mess. I thought the map was just played weird because you had sections of the map that just wouldn't be used unless you're playing hardpoint. Yeah, I didn't like it. It was dark, and I didn't know where I was going half the time. It was kind of like a Treyarch feel to it in that Treyarch sometimes makes these maps that are just like, ooh, where is this? Like you just threw up corridors and then you put them somewhere. So I didn't like it. It looked cool though.
Yeah, I mean,
good luck.
A lot of their maps did look cool, but they were just too big, in my opinion, and too many tunnels, pathways.
Miami was way bigger than I thought it would be. And it was one-sided because there was always snipers up in the hotel. But there was no way, like, you could snipe them, I guess. But people just kept hiding in that little balcony. There was a little balcony, and that was the spot to go to. Every time I was on that map, you either camped in that building and just stared at the doorway and people just ran in, or you sniped from outside.
Speaking of Miami, we ran into a few little glitches, or we hope to be glitches, on that map.
You can jump on top of a 2-story building.
Yeah, it was. I jumped over a 7-foot wall, and it just felt unnatural.
You kind of like the animation was supposed to go like, oh, here, but the wall's up here, and you were like, what? Like you just skipped like this much on the screen. There's nothing there. It was just so awkward. I'm assuming this is a real alpha, and that they just didn't fill in the blanks. It's like one of those drawing books where you're like, how to draw Superman, and it's like circle, 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 fill in details, Superman.
Yeah, exactly. Have you noticed the fall damage?
I definitely saw you notice it. I did try the same jump, and it was ridiculous. It was on Armada.
So point C, you could jump from the top of the ship down to point C and land on the submarine that was there.
30 to 40 feet, and you took a little bit of fall damage. Like you didn't even turn red, really. It was just like, you lost 10 health.
There was a few spots where you're like, well, I should have died from that fall, but you didn't.
Yeah, like, I didn't understand the fall damage. That's the height that you start taking fall damage. Why even have fall damage in the game? The animations need some polishing. I mean, they're nowhere near Modern Warfare's awesome, great animations for gun reloading and all that. But on the other hand, Modern Warfare, they're almost self-indulgent with their animation. Spawn, here's your gun. Let me put it in the magazine. Like, it's too much. It's still a game. It's somewhere in the middle. They have to find a middle ground for that because, like, I'd like a quick animation. I don't want to spend 30 seconds zooming in, falling down, picking up my gun. twisting it around like a baton, and then I get to play because I'm usually dead by that time.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, the animation of the zip line
Yeah,
hits the button on the zip line, you're on and you were going. Like it was unnatural, kind of unnatural feeling.
they were definitely going an arcadey route with that, which makes sense, but it was very jarring to take the zip lines. Taking the zip lines horizontally was very weird because it would be at a slight angle, and then you'd be shooting up the zip line.
There's no clipping to it. You're just all of a sudden you're on and you're gone. You noticed this with the grenade throwing. They threw out, but the grenade wasn't synced with the hand.
I'm using my reticle. I'm expecting it to come out on this side, and then it's coming out of the middle of my forehead. Just in general, the grenades throwing was awful because you're just like, pull the pin, give it a kiss, throw it. And then stun grenades are just like, boop. C4 was useless.
A lot of animations felt janky to me. Like not polished or not smooth. Felt like we were playing like a last generation game.
The sliding was horrible. I watched someone slide around someone else. They slid, spun. It looked like they like drifted around him and then they shot him.
But yeah, you did go for a while. There was times on Satellite where I would slide off the cliff, hit the floor, and continue sliding. And it was
People found ridiculous slide techniques already, so it's probably going to get nerfed. Like, you just slide from standing, and it accelerated you. It was ridiculous. Finally started getting rid of my Modern Warfare mentality, playing around. The gunfights, the shooting, hitting people with the bullets, getting hit, all that felt really good. Getting a headshot, that sound, pow, like, so good. So, I don't know. Hopefully they fix the animations, because I liked the rest of it. I liked the gunplay.
And again, this could be all fixed by the time beta comes out, by the time the full game comes out, but it's something we noticed in the alpha, so might as well talk about it.
You never know what it is. Was this a real alpha? Or were we playing a test version of the game that was unfinished? Or was this the demo that is supposed to sell us on the game? And if it was, this was a sad, sad demo.
Right, yeah, like you said, it's not the final version of the game, but how much of the game is this going to be on the final version?
I don't know. Did you know a bunch of pop-in? I thought that it was just me. But when I would run through corridors, if I was running quickly through an area, it would just be a muddy texture that then eventually pixelated and became high-ish definition. Really, really annoying to me, though. Like it bothered me so much.
I don't know if I got any of that or if I noticed any of that, but I would think PS5 would eliminate that pop-in. Let's talk about Ninja. So people were saying that wasn't working. It was just you weren't quiet enough, or what was the complaint on that?
You weren't quiet enough. You were not dead silent at all.
Okay.
All in all, it was like, why would you use this over Ghost?
All right, so what's Engineer?
Oh, Engineer is to let you reroll care packages and see equipment. That was the big thing. So you can see anyone's placeable equipment, landmines, motion sensors, jammers, the SAM turret. SAM turret is the thing that shoots down kill streaks.
Okay, so it's like Spotter, basically, from Modern Warfare.
It's exactly Spotter. I mean, I know there's going to be more perks, but I don't know. It didn't seem like there was much decision to make. It was kind of... Yeah, so I think I had Tracker on, Ghost, and Engineer. That was it. Because the perks, there was the wild cards that gave you either 6 perks or 3 perks from any slot. Instead of you can mix and match. You can put on Ghost, Cold-Blooded, Ninja, and then you can put on 2 primary weapons, 2 secondary weapons, whatever. That was okay. I put that on my sniper class. But most of the wild cards were okay, except for the one that lets you put on 8 attachments on a weapon. That was what I used on everything. Put on every attachment. Why wouldn't you do that? Because that's going to be the best way you're going to get kills. I don't know. It seemed not well balanced. Why don't we just transition right into sniping? I am a god at sniping in this game.
Apparently everyone was a god at sniping.
Oh, you know what? You have the floor for this one. I feel like you have a strong opinion on this.
Well, I did not snipe personally, because I'm just not much of a sniper, or shall I say, quick scoper. But I was getting scoped quickly, a lot. And I know they released a statement saying that they were going to make adjustments.
Yeah, they said that because this was going to be a PlayStation only test, that they buffed the snipers just to test them. You know, how far they can go with it. Obviously, they went too far.
So getting away from
I-
sniping.
Light machine guns in general, as a light machine gun fan, not a fan. I think one had a magazine of 65, one had a magazine of 80. For the reload speed of these guns and the downsides of picking a light machine gun, not moving slower, everything, recoil on them, they just felt awful. They weren't worth using, except as just, hey, there's a bunch of kill streaks in the air, I'll switch classes.
The MP5 is back.
That gun was great, although it didn't look great. I don't know if you noticed, this is back on the graphics, but I like the older MP5, the other MP5 models. This model, it was okay. It looked weird when you put it flat.
I didn't take notice to it.
That gun felt really strong then. So the AK-47U was supposed to be, I mean, it was the BS weapon. There's actual time to kill numbers out there. That one was the fastest. But the MP5 was like right next to it. So both of those guns are super strong. The Type 63 was the real BS.
So yeah, you told me to use Type 63, and that was pretty legit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Semi-auto, foul, two-shot kill, upper body. Can't tell if it's too strong or if this is a game where everything is overpowered, so nothing is overpowered.
I agree. Everything did feel strong, and I felt like I died right away, even though we didn't talk about it. So there's a health bar now visible on your screen.
I liked the health bar. I liked seeing that, like, oh, that guy's one hit away, you know, actually knowing that. But I hated how they did overhead display where they had the name. Like, you had a 3-word name, it's over here.
Yes.
You're aiming at a guy. Where do I aim? Like, just instinctively, I go to aim under the name.
Let's talk
The
about kill
streak
streaks.
system. Usually I hate spy planes, but they weren't very, like, easy to get. Comparing it to, like, Black Ops 1 or 2. I remember the score streak system, it would just be like spy plane, spy plane, spy plane, spy plane, spy plane. So
Really? Because I have the opposite. I thought there was a lot of spy planes on certain maps. Like Moscow, I always recall there being spy plane up because it probably was equipped by everyone.
everyone had spy plane. And then RC car gets you 1 kill. I didn't see it. I got killed by maybe 2 RC cars total. No one used them.
Same.
I put on chopper gunner, and once I did that, I ended up getting a chopper gunner like every game. And it felt like Destiny. When you play Destiny and you're building up your super, it's going to happen. You're going to get your super. Everyone's going to get their super. And what would happen is everyone ends up getting their super around like 60% of the game. So if you join late, you don't have your super, and everyone else has their super.
Right.
So that's how this felt to me. Through the game halfway, you get chopper gunnered, and you're just behind.
We don't know how it was calculated, but we're assuming it's probably just a multiplier based on your kill streaks.
Do you know how it's calculated now? It's not good. It is a multiplier, but the multiplier I thought would work on your objectives. That doesn't happen. Doesn't give you any multiplier for objectives or shooting down kill streaks or anything except for kills. Then it's supposed to be a score streak system that incentivizes doing the objective, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it doesn't. It incentivizes you to just camp, because if you get 5 kills, you shouldn't go out and die. It seemed like a mixed message, and I don't like it.
But it is just alpha, so hopefully that will change. Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I felt.
And
We'll have to see. It's an alpha.
it is an alpha, and we may have a lot of people saying, you know, you shouldn't be complaining about all these things because it's alpha. But if you ever tested something before, I've used that argument before, like, oh, this is alpha, it's going to change once it comes out. You learn that once it comes out, it's like nothing changed.
Yeah. To use the argument that it's just an alpha and you shouldn't complain, you're basically giving the developer a free pass. If they didn't want to hear up the negatives of the game, they shouldn't have called it an alpha or a beta. They should have just called it a demo. The hot topic that the world is talking about, and that is skill-based matchmaking. Of course, skill-based matchmaking has always existed. Not really telling the whole story. There have always been what they're called protected brackets. So if you're a 5-year-old child playing this video game, and the game recognizes that you have 1% accuracy and you can't move both sticks at the same time, they start putting you into a bracket with other people of similar skill level.
Mm-hmm.
So skill-based matchmaking in Modern Warfare is like, you last game, how are you going to play those people? So is that in this game?
You keep the lobby. When you finish a game, the lobby stays. The same people stay, as long as they don't back out.
I think no matter what, it can't be nearly as strong as Modern Warfare, which is good because Modern Warfare's matchmaking is so awful, and I hate it. But I didn't notice the lobbies getting better or worse depending on how we did. And it's just anecdotal. Like, I didn't take any notes. I just played. I know when it clicks on in Modern Warfare. I know the second it clicks on because people are playing completely different.
It also could have been that, maybe we just don't have enough data input on this to really make a justified...
Of course. And the fact that the lobbies stay together is a huge, huge, huge wrench in deciding. Because maybe we played 2 hours with the same 10 people.
Maybe there was no matchmaking at all in this. It could have just been, this is all for now, just get everyone to play every map.
Maybe, as we played the beta or the alpha, people got better at the game or learned what weapons were good. We stopped. We stopped playing alpha. We started playing Modern Warfare.
Like, cancel pre-order. It's done. And then by Saturday, we're like, all right, reorder the pre-order.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun all Saturday. It does feel like a step back from Modern Warfare. It's like Treyarch didn't even look at what Modern Warfare did. They were just like, we're making our own game.
Right.
I don't know. Either they just wanted to go in their own direction. To be fair, they had a 1 year less to develop this game. And then also a pandemic happened. So it probably did not give them an ideal working condition. I still plan to buy the game. And I'll probably pre-order it when the beta comes out so I can actually do it.
Well, it sounds like our viewers, our raisins, our Grapettes, are going to have to wait until our beta video to find out if we do, in fact, pre-order this game or not.
You know what? Check us out on Grape Reason on Twitch to see us play it on October 8th, probably, maybe. Or maybe we won't. Who knows? Too many questions. Smash the like button. Hit the bell icon. Hit the thumbs up or thumbs down.
Leave us a comment with your questions if you have any, and we'll be sure to answer them.
Enemy napalm strike incoming.
And that's how you get play of the game